Hello dear friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Andy, and today I'll be refinishing this dresser. I got it only for $5 from Facebook Marketplace. It is really dirty, and it must have been used by a child. Here you can see that it is full of dings and scratches. The paint is in really bad condition. It is certainly MDF that was sprayed with enamel at a factory. Come with me to save it from the landfill. I'll start by cleaning everything with some multi-purpose cleaner. I won't be reusing those wooden knobs. I think they make the piece look horrible. I still don't know if the front of the doors are made of real wood or not. We'll see. Pure MDF. It's a pity, but everything will have to be painted. So I'll scuff sand everything. This dresser doesn't really have a base. It's the sides and back that touch the floor, and there is some water damage, so I'll cut the bottom and give this piece some new legs. As I'm trying new techniques, I'll make some side A-shaped legs. I saw them made a couple of years ago by Jay over at Flipping Drawers. I'll leave a link to his video in the description below. The back panel needs to be trimmed as well, so I'll remove this MDF support trim. It is held in with dowels, so I'll cut them using my Japanese saw. I want to make something special with the first drawer. So I'll use a wood guide for my router and I'll cut some grooves. You'll see later what I'll do with them. Meanwhile, I'll start building the A-shaped legs. I'll join the legs together with wood glue and pocket holes. Those angles are difficult. I will replace that back trim in its new position. I'll use glue and screws. I will cover those holes with wood putty. Now this base is quite boring, so I'll make a little rounded detail with my jigsaw. Sanding and more sanding. I discovered that the bottom sliders of the drawers were made of wood, so I'll stain them. I cleaned everything with 120 grit. Now for the rounded edges, I'll be using this squishy foam interface. I'll use my router to get round edges in the legs. I'll stain the legs in early American walnut. I used this trim to reinforce the rounded front base. I clamped the middle and let it dry. Now I'm sealing the legs with water-based polyurethane, but I'm not really convinced. They look flimsy, and if the dresser is moved a lot, they may break. I don't like the color either. I had these 3x4s in pine, and I decided to go for a more robust build. You may wonder, why don't I use oak or other woods? It is because Chile is a pine producer, so it is really affordable here. I mean, a beam of 10.5 feet is only $2 to $3 each, and pine here has a really good quality. If I had to use oak, which is often imported, the legs would cost me over $20, so it is too much. Besides, most people who buy my pieces don't really know about wood, they just like them or not. So if you start explaining them that this is red oak coming from Nepal and this and that, they will probably say okay, and they'll check the price, and that's it. It doesn't fit. I'll have to disassemble my Craig jig. That's better. And you put it back together. I'll play with my router to give these legs a nicer detail. And everything will be rounded. Some wood filler to conceal the joints. Now, I found these round wooden sticks at a local dollar store, and I'll use them in those grooves. I'll glue them in place. Now more and more sanding. I started with 120 and I'll end with 180 grit. I want sexy, smooth legs. If you want to support my channel, just watch this video and like it. It's free and you'll help me a lot. And if you think that I have earned your subscription, go ahead and subscribe and be part of the Flip Pop family. You can also help me by inviting me a coffee. Each coffee you invite me will be saved to buy a multi-tool that I really need. You can also contribute by hitting the Super Thanks button that is hidden in the 3 dots, but it's still there, or through my Amazon wishlist. If you want more content and special perks, you can consider becoming a member of my channel. I wanted those wood trim bits in gold, so I'll spray some. This time I'll go darker. I mean, the dresser will be painted black, so darker legs are more adequate. This dark walnut looks really well. I'll also stain those side details. I'll give the legs some coats of poly before attaching them to the body. I had these leftovers of veneer and I want to use them. The wood is called anigri and it comes from Africa. I used it before to veneer some nightstands. As you see, I am going to be veneering the first drawer. As usual, I'll be using contact cement. While the contact cement dries, I'll be taping those details in order to start painting. I'm going to be using this blackboard latex. I really like the color. It behaves like chalk paint, but it is super affordable. After 15 to 20 minutes, the contact cement is dry to the touch. And it is ready. Once the position is right, you take the wood underneath and make both surfaces touch. I use this rounded wooden cut to smooth the veneer and get rid of any bubble. I left that drawer outside to dry overnight, and I gave the dresser its first coat of paint. The following evening, I started removing the excess of veneer. Wow, there's still light outside, but this looks really dark. Milo, why didn't you tell me to turn on the lights? Some wood filler to conceal some veneer gaps. I had this paint roller and I decided to use it to roll my paint. My supervisor checking that everything is in order. Before the second coat, I drilled pilot holes for the screws that will hold the legs in place. It was time for the second coat of paint. Some love break. Milo, I love you, and I know you hate water, but you'll get a shower this weekend. I love you, my little boy. I originally wanted to use gold hardware, so that's why the trim was gold, but I fell in love with some antique copper handles, so I guess gold is not the best option. First coat of polyurethane. It is time to attach the legs. Some romance. And goodbye gold, welcome copper. Everything's too dark, so I'll give some color and light to the drawers. Second coat of top coat. I found this paper at the dollar store and it looked great, so I bought it to line the drawers. I attached the bottom of the drawers with staples. I measured and installed the new handles. Do you remember that dirty and ugly chest of drawers that was destined for the landfill? Well, here it is now. It looks so beautiful and elegant. Those legs are so beautiful. I'm sure someone will love it for many more years. What do you think of this flip? Leave me your comments down below. I'd love to read you. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.